We've been living down here in the eastern part of the state for going on 5 years now, and I love it down here. I think it's one of the prettiest places on earth. But I guess I lived a little over 60 years in the western part of North Carolina in the foothills of the mountains, and used to spend a lot of time up in the mountains, and I sure do miss them from time to time. I'd like to tell you a story. This is a story about the mountains. It was written about 100 years ago by a fellow named Stephen Vincent Benet. It goes something like this. Well, up in the mountains, it's lonesome all the time. There's a soft wind a-slewing through a sweet potato vine. Up in the mountains, it's lonesome for a child. Whippoorwills are calling when the sap runs wild. Up in the mountains in the fog, everything's as lazy as an old hound dog. Well, I was born in the mountains, and I never raised a pet. I don't want nothing, and I hadn't got it yet. I was born in the mountains, just a lonesome born, raised running ragged through the cockaburs and corn. Never knew my pappy, I guess I never should. I think he was a fiddle made of mountain laurel wood. Never had a mammy to teach me pretty please. I think she was a whippoorwill getting through the trees. Never had a brother nor a whole pair of pants, but when I start to fiddle, you gotta start to dance. Now listen to my fiddle, kingdom come, kingdom come. Hear them frogs a-chuckin', jug of rum, jug of rum. Hear that mountain whippoorwill be lonesome in the air. And I'll tell you how I traveled to the Essex County Fair. Now Essex County's got a mighty pretty fair, and all the smarty fiddlers from the south come there. Elbows a-flying as they rosin their bows for the first prize contest in the Georgia Fiddler Show. There's old Dan Whelan. He got whiskers in his ears. He been the kingpin fiddler for nigh on 20 years. Big Tom Sargent with a blue all eye. Little Jimmy Weezer, he could make a fiddle cry. All a sitting around, spitting high and strutting proud. They were a-tuning and a-tuning till the judges told the crowd, them that gets the mostest claps wins the bestest prize. Well, everybody's waiting for the first twiddle-dee when in comes stumbling hillbilly me. I bowed pretty to the judges and the rest. I took a silver dollar from the hole inside my vest, threw it on the table, said, there's my calling card. Anyone who beats me is gonna have to fiddle hard. Well, Big Tom Sargent, he was laughing fit to holler. Little Jimmy Weezer said, there's one dead dollar. Old Dan Whelan with a yeller toothy grin, but I just took my little whippoorwill and I tucked her underneath my chin, and I petted it and tuned it until the judges said begin. Well, Big Tom Sargent was the first in line. He could fiddle all the bugs off a sweet potato vine. He could fiddle down a possum from a mile-high tree. He could fiddle up a whale from the bottom of the sea. You'd hear Aunt spank until they spanked each other raw when he finished variations of turkey in a straw. Little Jimmy Weezer was the next to play. He could fiddle all night and he could fiddle all day. He could fiddle chills. He could fiddle fever. He could make a fiddle rustle like a lowland river. He could make a fiddle smile like a loving woman. They clapped like thunder when he finished strumming. Well, then come the rucky, you bobtail fiddlers, let's go easies and the fairly middlers. They got their claps and they lost their bicker. Now they'll settle back for some more corn liquor. But the crowd was getting tired of their no-count squealing when up to the center steps old Dan Whelan, whiskers in his ears. He'd been the kingpin fiddler for nigh on 20 years. Well, he fiddled the rose by the lonesome moon. He fiddled a most almighty tune. He started to fiddle like a ghost. He ended to fiddle like a host. He fiddled north and he fiddled south. He fiddled the heart right out of your mouth. He fiddled here and he fiddled there. He fiddled salvation everywhere. And when he finished, the crowd cut loose. And I thought, what's the use? Whippoorwill, fly home to your nest. But I stood up pert, took my bow, my fiddle went to my shoulder so, and I thought, Ain't no crowd gonna get me phased. 'Cause I was alone where I was raised. Up in the mountains so lonesome it'll make you scared. Where the Lord lies a-sleeping in his big white beard. So I thought, well, they fiddle the rose and they fiddle the thorn. They hadn't fiddled the mountain corn. They fiddle sinful and they fiddle moral. They hadn't fiddled a brushwood laurel. They fiddle loud and they fiddle still, but they hadn't fiddled with whippoorwill. So I started off with a bump diddle bump, then the devil broke loose in Georgia. Skunk cabbage growing by a big gum stump. Whippoorwill, you're singing now. And my mother was a whippoorwill, pert my father, he was lazy. Devil broke loose in a new store shirt to fiddle all Georgia crazy. Sashay riding now up and down the middle, flapjack flipping on the red hot griddle. Devil broke loose, fire on the mountain, snakes in the grass. Up come Moses, Lord, to let him pass. Jonah sitting on a hickory bough, hook from the well, now where's your rabbit now? Rabbit in the pea patch, possum in the pot now. Listen to my fiddle, cause my fiddle getting hot. Sing her, whippoorwill, sing her to the mountains and smack 'em with the hills, cause you're flying higher than eagle's quill. And the devil broke loose. The devil broke loose. The devil broke loose in Georgia. Well, there wasn't a sound when I finished mowing. But somewheres another the dawn was growing, and I thought, I fiddled all night and lost. Well, you good here, Billy, but you been bossed. So I went over to congratulate old man Dan. And right then, he took his fiddle and he put it in my hand. And then the noise of the crowd began.